Welcome back, Powerful Mind. How are you guys doing today? We've missed you so much since last time. We are back and we are better than ever, baby. And today we're here with a very special guest. We're here with
Vince Serrano, youngest in the yacht club.
I was really hoping you were going to do that. And make sure you watch this episode from start to finish. Like, subscribe, comment, and as always, we're going to run the intro now. One, two, three, powerful mind. Hey, yeah. Hey. So you've been doing so much, and I'm so excited to finally part two.
Yeah.
You're the second person ever that I've ever done another podcast with.
Man, I
so
appreciate
that's
that.
Lit.
Yeah, that is lit. Because I know how that is, right? You don't want to have repeat guests. If
Right.
Not, so I love that. Thank you for having me again.
But
sure.
of course. And because we just said off camera, but you created such a great ecosystem. It is so cool to see. And I feel like that is something that a lot of people don't necessarily understand or grasp,
right,
that you can make your own ecosystem of your own brand, right?
Yeah.
What is the kind of the thoughts that kind of go behind the moves that you make to make that ecosystem?
Well, obviously, I'm glad that you noticed that because I feel like it's important, right? And
one,
I do want to tell you guys, thanks for having me, but also congratulations on the studio.
Yes, thank
it's
you.
Fire. You
right?
Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love the
1,000%.
stuff that you're doing.
Thank you.
I am Vince Serrano, right?
Right.
And so we sometimes we get caught up in doing your own thing, and that's all you can do. But you could be, I told you, you can be many things, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so Raw Link Media, the content creation company, Youngest in the Yacht Club, creating those spinoffs,
right.
I think that's what a lot of people don't realize, that you could be diverse, right?
Right.
They actually tell you to be diverse with your financials, right? So it's like the same thing with your socials, be diverse. It doesn't make sense for me to put Raw Link Media stuff on Vince Serrano or Youngest in the Yacht Club all the time, right? So sometimes I have to, if we're shooting for soft touch laser, right? The girls are getting bikini wax, right? That ain't going on Vince's page, right?
Yeah.
But it makes sense to put it on Raw Link Media. If I'm shooting a podcast that Raw Link Media produced, then it works in the system where, if it's a clip with me in it and I'm talking, to post it on all three. I'm getting the reach and people are seeing it, and people are actually saying oh man, that's dope. I like when you talked about this, or I like when you did this stuff. So, the personal brand is for anything that has to do with Vince directly. But then also we collab when it's content shot by Raw Link Media that also has me in it, or that has to do with Youngest in the Yacht Club. So
that's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, for sure.
Of course. And so kind of tell them a little bit about what have you been up to as of late? Because last time we talked, you were just starting to get into boxing, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure. And, I had knee surgery to fix my ACL because I felt like I didn't want to be trying to move laterally, and while people were trying to take my head off.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Right? So I got knee surgery. I'm 10 months into my rehab. Shout out to Action PT, Julie Tremel out there. It's awesome. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've met so many pro football players, boxers, just rehabbing my knee, and them looking at me and saying yo, you got this,
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
Yeah, when you have an injury like that, sometimes it can feel like the end of the world.
For sure, yeah. Like a holding you back type of thing.
Right,
you have to restore.
Yeah, sometimes my knee is stiff, you know what I'm saying? It's complications with the surgeries or complications with the rehab. So, but I still been working in the gym and, going into influencer boxing. And I put this out there, I'm going to be doing a bare knuckle match.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, everybody says that.
No, seriously. That's hard. That's hard too.
I mean, to keep it real with you, I've only officially been in, when I mean officially, in the streets, I've only been in bare knuckle fights, right? And so to me, it's okay, now we're doing it at a higher level. We're not doing it because we got beef. We're doing it to get paid. I'm around these champs like Dave Mundell. I'm around champs like Lorenzo Juggernaut Hunt. I'm around champs like Julian Lane, Martin Trey Brown, all these dudes, I'm there. And so I'm getting pointers from them. I was just in the gym with them today, so just really putting myself and challenging myself to do different stuff. So now we're really in in mode. Like I'm not necessarily in a camp, but I'm acting like I am.
Right. Like it's an extra grind time right now.
Yeah, like I'm watching what I'm eating. I'm working in the gym sometimes 2-3 times a day. I had 2 sessions today, strength and conditioning early at 6 a.m, and then another one at 8:30. So I would have, if I wasn't on this podcast, I would have been in there for the 3rd time today. But just because I have to close the gap. Like I have to close the gap on the guys who've been doing this since they were born. So
that's awesome. That's such a great mindset.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I feel like anything that I do, I'm obsessed with. You know, and sometimes what happens, and I'm sure everybody else, you could probably feel like this too. There comes other things that like kind of like distract you or will want to pull you away, or life happens, right?
Right.
I just feel like you have to understand, like, hey, these things were put in your life to push you away from what you're doing. Stick with what you're doing, whether that's boxing, Raw Link Media, Youngest in the Yacht Club, my music, like all that stuff that I do. You know, things come around. Like I had an opportunity. Oh man, Vince, could you do some consulting with us? And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it. They're making money. Turns out I didn't even like it. I was like, yo, I'm wasting time. You know, like hitting the reset button when I'm trying to do other shit that I'm not really as passionate about. So stick with your passions. You know.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And then you could obviously see that like you flourish every time that you do that. And it's apparent even across social media. So I can only imagine like behind the scenes, you know, and what it actually is for you, first person in real life,
for sure.
You know, flourishing into all of it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I think I said this, the younger Vince would be proud of who the Vince is today, right?
That's awesome.
Yeah, like I would sit back and say, like, a lot of people don't know the grind. A lot of people don't understand. They don't see the behind the scenes. They don't see, like, I'm gassed or I'm out of breath or I'm getting my head punched in by a dude named Gunsmoke.
It's just training. It's just training.
or Redneck Mundell putting his fist in my mouth. Like they don't see that the bloody noses. They don't see you know, the times when I'm recording and the songs don't come out right and I don't like the way they sound. And then they don't see you know, they see a song that I did, but they don't know I went to the studio 3 times to record it.
Yeah.
You know, they don't see the, you know, hey, while I'm recording this content for other people, the batteries went out and I had to you know, pull an audible out and shoot with my phone, or they don't see that, and they don't notice that when, you know, the content comes out and they're like, yo, you guys did great, this is awesome, you know, it's like, but they don't know like
the story behind it.
The gimbal was up and down and moving, and like yo, it was like doing the R2D2.
You're like, why won't you just point where I want you? Yo, gimbals are crazy sometimes.
It's crazy, you know. So people don't see the real work it takes. They don't see, like, you know, the struggle. I told you, right? I had a tenant. The guy paid his, you know, I have properties, like, you know, little things that we have to do, and it's crazy. Like, guy paid his rent on the 28th every single month, you know.
That's
like
great.
Awesome dude, man. And you know, now I have to, you know, find different ways or find new tenants or do Airbnb. Like I feel like I'm working in a hotel right now on my own property. So awesome. These are different diverse things that people don't see, you know.
Right. No, definitely. And like, you can also tell, just like you said, just based off of everything that you put out and the work that you see that like kind of goes out, you just know that there's so much that goes behind it to make it happen.
For sure.
How do you, like, where do you focus? Because obviously you're one human being doing lots of different things. You wear a lot of different hats.
Yeah.
How do you kind of like say, okay, I'm going to do this and focus on this now. Okay, now I'm switching gears and I'm doing this.
Yeah. I develop a schedule and a routine.
Okay.
Like like I'm super superstitious about that. Like it's important to know, you know, from the morning times. Like I said, I went to the gym. Like everybody's sleeping at 5 o'clock. Most everybody's sleeping. I'm waking up. I'm doing a protein shake. I'm going Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays to the gym to go lift heavy weights. Because that's what keeps me young. That's what's going to keep me strong. After that, I'm going back home. We're cooking dinner, taking the kids to school, and then as soon as we leave, going right to the boxing gym, right? Like it's a 9 to 5, right? Staying there for 2 to 3 hours, you know, getting out at 11, going to the Airbnb and cleaning it out, washing clothes, cleaning out the tub, right? And getting it ready for the next guest that's going to come in there. By 12, 1, 2, or 3 o'clock, depending on how much of a mess or how little of a mess they did, I'm going back to the house. Now I'm working on content, editing. I'm working on after that, got to go pick up the kids, you know what I'm saying? Then cook for them and cook lunch for us at the same time. And then, possibly either go to the studio and shoot a podcast, depending on what day. If it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm going back to the gym. 6 o'clock to 9. Then I'm coming back home, and thank goodness that God has blessed me and my wife, because I'm also married, so we've supported each other through that. Like, we're supporting each other through our endeavors. We're supporting each other, and we're able to work on these things together.
That's beautiful.
Sometimes she'll go to the boxing gym. Like, she held the record for the Stairmaster at the boxing gym.
That's awesome.
Until the women's champ was like, nah, hell no, I can't have this mom doing that. She killed it, So it's like, these are little things that, people don't see. They're hard times. Like, sometimes I feel like mentally it is a lot, I love a clean house. People don't understand that. And people are like, well, how the fuck do you keep your house clean? Like, how can you do that? It's like, we got to figure it out.
Yeah.
You just got to figure all those things out. So that's really how I make it happen. On the weekends, we go to baseball with the kids, or during the week, we make the time, but we use the calendar app.
Yeah. Religiously
every day. Like, sometimes I won't put it on the calendar, and my wife, because I'm anal about that, she'll be she'll be like, yo, you didn't put it on the calendar. I'm like, no.
I feel like that's also one of those things where it's almost like everything is only how you make it, and like make it to be like 1,000% through and through. Like, for example, using the calendar, it's really important because you make it important because it keeps you on track, you know? And like for example, like you saying with the clean house, like, what are you gonna do? Have a dirty house? No, you're gonna feel like,
I can't handle it. My life would definitely feel like a mess.
Yeah.
And that, people don't know, like, if your personal life isn't in order, you can't get your professional life in order. All other aspects of your life will not be in order. And it's just, I mean, think about it. Like, there's a have you seen that post, the reel where the Navy guy is like, if you want to be rich, go make your bed. Have you ever seen that?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about.
He talks about this Navy commander, talks about, hey, if you want to make it in life, you need to make your bed in the morning. And the reason why he's saying that is because if you can, that's a win.
Right.
And if you could string those wins together over a certain period of time and handle that part, the basics, then you're able to handle the other shit. But if you're coming home to clutter, you're coming home to junk, your life is going to be clutter. Your bank account's going to be clutter. Everything else is going to be clutter. So you need to be able to organize and really live at a higher level if you want higher things. If you have high expectations, you got to live at a higher standard.
Oh, yeah.
You got to do what others won't to live like others can't.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. And like you said, like, it really does make the difference. Like, all the little things, like all the little wins, like going to the gym is a win. Like you said, making your bed, having a clean house. Like, even if you don't have, I feel like a lot of people kind of get caught up in like, oh, well, I don't know what I want to do with my life, or I don't know how to convert my passion into this. Well, start small. Because when you start small and you have all those things in line and you are, getting used to getting those small wins, then everything else typically starts to like land into place for you as well, and as long as you're working for it and kind of like you said, stringing along those wins. I really like that.
For sure. It's like a little macaroni chain. You know what I'm saying? You make a necklace after a while, but it really is what you said. It's like, if you get caught up in the I don't know how to do this for a long time, that will hold you back.
Oh yeah.
And so you need to figure it out, like problem solve.
Yes.
I don't even want to date myself, but like, you remember, you may not remember, but like the portable, like the PS5s or whatever, back in the day, the PSP, you know what I'm saying? PSPs. Back in the day, there was a thing called Game Boy and Game Boy. Gear, right?
Oh my gosh, Game Gear?
Yeah, it was by
I haven't
Sega.
heard that one.
It was
That's
color.
a new
It was
one.
actually color, right?
Okay.
It wasn't as popular as the Game Boy, but it was color. And I wanted a Game Boy, but my grandfather got me a Game Gear because it was dope.
Yeah.
They had Sonic on there. And the reason why I say this is this. The first level was this crab.
Okay,
right?
yeah.
And you had to like jump on it and do something, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't beat the level. I could not beat the level. And so I tried, and then I was like, man, this game sucks. And I had this shit, just the whole Game Gear that my grandfather bought me, I let it sit up for like a year and a half without even touching it. Because I'm like, yo, I can't beat this level. Fuck this game. This game sucks. some kid came over, one of my friends was like, oh, you got a Game Gear? Oh, you got Sonic? Oh, look at this. Duh, 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 duh. And he passed that shit. And I watched that shit, and he passed. I was like, that game sucks. He's like, oh, no, look, this is so easy. Duh, 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 duh.
Yeah.
And he was beating the game in front of me.
Yeah.
And that's what I noticed. I was like, man, if I would have just figured it out. It was so simple, too. You just had to let the bombs hit the crab. Yeah. Like, just don't get hit.
Yeah.
And it was literally, like, that was it. And then I end up seeing that it's these little things that'll hold you back. Yo, I beat the game right after that kid left.
Because you're like, you know what, you figure it out, but figure the rest out.
Right?
Yeah.
And I didn't put it down until I beat the game. And I feel like that moment taught me is like, hey man, I could have beat the game earlier. I had a year and some change not fucking with an awesome game. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because I was so frustrated or I was so caught up in, oh, this game sucks because I can't pass the level. Nah, you just got to figure it out.
Yes, 1,000%, and I say it all the time, and I say this to like my friends too. I'm like, you just have to figure it out. Like, I feel like it's such a life skill that's so like overlooked. Yeah, of like and underused. And underuse of like if you can like anybody who does anything literally on any level. They are all human as one. Like everyone's just a human being. We're all with the same basic, as a human, So even at the highest level, they started just regular like you, and they just had an idea and they just figured it out. Like, it's like, it really is that easy. Like you just have to figure out like a way to make your ideas tangible. And then you can build off of there, you know?
People, Elon Musk said the people who can solve problems get paid the most.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. So it's like, figure out if you can solve a problem, that's how you get rich.
It's literally just like the story that you just told. If you don't figure it out, we're going to go with the next person who's going to figure it out.
And they'll do it fast. It's so simple sometimes,
Seriously.
Sometimes it's you standing in the way of it too. It's like not recognizing, being so impatient that you can't see how simple it is, really. And I feel like it's like that. Like, let me ask you a question. Mm-hmm. Think of something that you really liked doing, right? Mm-hmm. You're probably like podcasting, right? Yeah. You're probably better at podcasting now than you were when you first started.
Oh,
right?
100%.
So anything that you've put your focus on and stuck with it has flourished.
Oh, yeah. 1,000%. You just figure it out and you stick with it. And then it's the consistency that you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like as long as you're consistent, like, what are you going to do? Get worse? Like,
You can't.
Like, I would hope not.
You can't. It's literally impossible.
Yeah.
Like, you can't get worse. Like, a lot of people, even when people will be like, that dude fell off, or I'm not really fucking with it. That's just one audience.
Yeah.
You could really attract other audiences. Like, don't worry about that. You literally can't get worse.
Yeah.
You can only get better if you keep with it.
Especially if you're dedicated to it, and dedicated to like being consistent and consistently wanting to learn and grow.
For sure.
It'll always come 100%. And then, so what do you have going on with your music right now? Yeah. I like seeing all your reels that you put out. It's really cool.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I've been, I put one up with Jay Burner because we have a project called GDR, Greatness Demands Respect. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And it was important to use that acronym because the producer is named GDR. Right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's his name. And so
that's awesome.
We wanted to make sure that, he got his respect, we got our respect, and, we as artists, he got his respect as producers, and then the music just sounds fire. Like, it's probably, I always talk about it, like that project are probably some of my best verses. You know what I'm saying?
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, I felt like I was in a place where everything that was going on in my life, I literally put it on that project.
Yeah.
At the time. And so there's a lot of projects, even Burner. A lot of people can say what they want because sometimes he has a different style, but I love what he's doing. Like, I love the way he raps. He reminds me of like a newer Joel Santana,
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, when Joel's came out, it was like a different style where it was like offbeat but still dope. Mm-hmm. And that's the type of stuff. So that's why I chose Burner. And, we recorded it in Miami.
That's dope.
Yeah, so we went down to Miami, in Fort Lauderdale. Shout out to M, the producer. Shout out to the Deep Deep Vibes or the Vibe Studio in Miami. They let us shoot.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was awesome. It's like a whole space station in the studio.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we recorded that. We've been putting out reels for the past like 6 months on it. Just
consistently. 1,000%.
As the project's been going. And now, I'm working on the Youngest in the Yacht Club mixtape.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then My True Crime Story.
Yes, I saw that. And I was actually going to mention that because every time you tell the story, it's so enthralling every time. Like, I already know what happens. Like, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you told it on the first, like, podcast that we had together.
Yeah.
Like, you told a little bit, about it. So, but every time I hear the story, it's, like, so entertaining. Yeah. Every time.
It was dope because I just got on Inside True Crimes podcast.
Yeah,
with
that's
Matt Cox.
awesome.
Yeah, the crazy thing about it was, and a lot of people don't see it, like, I was actually upset at his show because he was, like, condoning snitching. And
okay.
And I was like, I even messaged him and he was like, well, guess what? I didn't invite you on the show. And I was like, I wouldn't come, right? And then all of a sudden, like 6 months later, I get a call from his assistant. He probably didn't even know.
He probably didn't realize.
And I was like, I didn't know either until I got there. And I'm like, oh, it's this guy. And my wife was like, don't say shit.
Yeah.
I know you want to
She's
say
like, yo,
don't just fuck this up.
Keep it under wraps right now. Yeah.
And the crazy thing about it was that we had such a good time, like a good conversation, a good talk. He asked me, like, well, why didn't you snitch or did you cooperate? And I was like, nah, I just can't. That's not how I lived. And in that moment, after it was all said and done, I really thought about it. Who the fuck cares? Who cares if I didn't snitch? Who cares if he snitched? Who cares if Tekashi 6ix9ine snitched? Who cares if Young Thug or Gunna, the whole situation? Like, who the fuck cares? Like, at the end of the day, 50 years from now, nobody's going to remember us for any of that.
Nope.
We're going to be faded in dust.
Yeah.
And why am I even, like, thinking about that? He has 1 million subscribers.
Yeah. I was going to say, that's, like, a really popular
podcast.
Yeah.
I got mad love from it. People were inspired by it. Some people were, like I said, the shit that I did in the streets was like 15 years ago. All the prices may be different.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It might be a different thing. But you have people who are like, yo, he knows what he's talking about. Others who were like, yo, fuck this guy. He's not a victim. And I'm not. I'm not being a victim. I was just telling my story. So it was a great opportunity. I got on other podcasts. I'm here now. Basically, I'm on my own promo press run.
Right. I was gonna say, going on a run for sure.
Media run.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool to see. And even like with your music too, I really like how you do a lot of your music in Spanish as well.
Yeah.
I feel like nowadays there's not a lot of like Spanish artists. I feel like it's dwindling as time goes on.
Yeah, in hip hop, right? And Lefty Gunplay talked about this on Joe and Jada, right? Like hip hop culture is considered black music. You know what I'm saying? And so when you are not black, right? Because I'm Dominican, I'm Latino. In a way, we are
right.
Black,
yeah,
right?
Especially Dominican.
Right.
Yeah.
But in Latino culture, we're taught to like not accept that, even though salsa, merengue, dembow, all of that comes from African culture, period, right? And when Fat Joe was like, "Oh, Puerto Ricans are black too," like he got mad backlash. So I just want to say is like we may not be black people because we have not gone through what
100%.
African Americans have gone through with
100%.
slavery and all those things, but we are the same with situations, right? It may not have been slavery, but it could be ICE. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be in the island of Hispaniola, like Dominican Republic, right? That was the slave trade, right? Hey, we share an island with Haiti, so a lot of people don't realize there are similarities in our culture.
I feel like a lot of people don't realize that Dominican Republic and Haiti are the same.
Literally the same island.
Same island.
Yeah.
So if you don't think, you don't think on one island that people aren't constantly.
It was the Santo Domingo was the first place of slave trading. That's where they did it at on this side. So it's a black eye on slavery, but it's history.
100%.
And so, but back to like the music culture. When you're trying to get into a different type of culture that, with all the oppression that black people have had, like owning their masters, like the fights that artists have to have, now they're fighting for fractions of a penny, right? Yep. It's hard to kind of break through without sounding like, oh, you sound like this
you're
guy.
Trying too hard. Or like,
hard. You know how many times I get, oh, you're French Montana.
Right. Yeah,
you know how many times I get that shit? That shit gets on my nerves, man. Like, oh, Jim Jones. Nah, bro, Vince Serrano. Like, but they, they don't get it. So putting the Latino culture in my music, it's part of me. So that's why, like, even in the last song, in the last reel that I have, La Foto, right?
Yeah.
It has kind of like a Pablo Escobar Narcos feel to it, right? And so when I was recording it, it took me back to the times where I was hustling. Yeah. And where we're playing Anuel, you know, 4-7, right? And it's like, you know, I'm thinking about these things, and I'm like, I'm riding dirty. I got a scale. My lawyer loves me, wants me to tell. But fuck the judge, boy. Let's give him hell. Like, these were like sentiments that I was feeling at that time, right? Soy cocinero, you know, like all these things. Like, I felt that way, and so that's why I'm telling you, like, it's hard because my life has changed, right? I'm not that dude anymore, right?
Completely different season.
I'm a life. But that dude is still kind of in there.
Right. That's like, do you feel like you're kind of like your past, like, meaning, you know, that history, how does that like, how do you take that with you in this new walk and path that you're on?
I own that shit. I wear that shit like a badge because like you got to like that. I wouldn't change it because that's who made me today. Like, absolutely. You know what it is like when times still get hard, right? Like, I tell my wife this all the time because she's like, man, I just feel like we're always struggling. I was like, you went to the gym when you were 14 years old, you could barely lift the bar. Now you go on and you a little bit older, now you put 45s on it. You still struggling. Right? You may still be struggling, but it's just more weight. And like I said, the young me, if you would have told him he had 3 properties, you know what I'm saying? Went to prison, came out, got married, was the cool cat who didn't have to sell drugs and getting that. Like, that dude is there still. And I'll tell you something about hustling. Like, you can't take that. Like, I'm always that. I always been that. I always been a hustler, man. I was selling bootleg tapes in high school, right? So I always trying to get bread. But the idea is now I don't have to sell dope to do it. I could sell myself. I could sell my properties. I could sell solar. I could sell my music. Absolutely. I could sell content. Like, that's the game's the same. The players are different and the product has changed. That's it, you know?
Right. That's awesome. And I really love how you go about, like you said, like, it's not like you hide, you know, what experiences you've had in life. Like, I really like how you are so open about it and make it like a positive thing and a positive message for also people around you, you know, of like, you can still hustle and not have to do it illegally.
Right.
Like, you know,
like, you know, I sit back and I ask a lot of people, is like, yo, when you had a dream as a kid and they asked you, what did you want to be? You know what I'm saying? What did you want to be? Like, if you said a dope dealer at like 8 years old, where are your parents?
Yeah,
you know
like, what's going on?
Like, the idea of having a crib, a family, pick a fence, 2.5 kids and a dog, right? Yeah. Like, nice cars, all those things. That was there. How you were going to get it, that was up to you, right? And I sit back and I think, like, it's cool. I love my life. Like, I'm very blessed. I'm very lucky to even be here because I tell you, man, like, if you look, you I can't hide this because I got a record. You can put in Vince Serrano and all that shit's going to pop up. And so when you sit back and you think about it, like, I can't walk away from it. My test is my testimony and my messes are my messages now. So it's like, I just got to continue to hold that and show people. And it's not to glorify the streets. It's not to glorify a lot of the gangsterism or, you know, but it is to let you know that you can make mistakes and keep going, you know?
And still, like, be like
successful.
Still be like the same, like, and also like you again kind of goes back like you're a human being, like you know you can live so many different lives and paths in one life as a human. It's incredible. Like it really is.
You're supposed to, right?
Like
we gonna be old one day.
You can turn things around if you end up finding yourself steering in the wrong path or steering in the wrong direction. You can turn it around and start a completely different life, you know, that you want.
People do it all the time.
All the time. Even careers, like, do you know how many, I know so many people who have had successful careers in different areas and have been completely successful in each area, you know? Absolutely. It's completely possible.
You know? So that's the best part. I feel like people see me and they're like, yo, this clown could do it. Like, so that's why it's like, it's a positive spin on it. Yeah,
most definitely. And then also like, I've been kind of thinking about the bare knuckles thing, cause that's kind of crazy. Like, do they like wrap it like UFC?
No.
Or it's just like completely just.
So you wrap your thumb and then about an inch to an inch and a half below the knuckles.
Oh.
So it's like
like literally your actual bare knuckle.
It's those things. So
how does that work? Like, what's the difference between like bare knuckles and like boxing?
So boxing, you have 10-ounce gloves if you're my weight, 12-ounce gloves depending on where you're at, 8-ounce gloves for the lighter guys, right? And so that padding allows you to take more punches. It allows you to go more rounds. So there's been studies that actually said like boxing is more dangerous because you take more punishment over a longer period of time.
Okay.
Bare knuckle, it's depending on what bare knuckle rules you're going by, because there are two different promotions. There's BKB, which is bare knuckle boxing. That's 3-minute rounds. 5 to 6 minute round. Five rounds the most. In bare knuckle fighting championships, it's not boxing rules. There's bare knuckle rules, and they're 2-minute rounds up to 5. So you know it's a shorter period of time. You don't absorb more punishment. You do get cut faster.
I was gonna say you like can definitely bleed way faster, right?
You're gonna bleed, and I mean, I'm not worried about that. That's been shit. Number one, I'm gonna tell you, man, like I'm gonna be moving my head, so I'm not gonna be an easy target to hit. And then number two is like I feel like boxing. There's politics in every sport, but if you think about like the barrier to entry. These boxers have been doing it since they were 7, 8 years old, you know, then they're doing it for 20 and 30 years, right? Bare knuckle just came out. The barrier to entry is a lot easier. You're starting to see guys who are like, the boxers are starting to move over. So this is my time before the crazy guys get in there.
Before the wave.
Right, exactly.
Before everybody else rides the wave, right?
And I feel like with the people that I'm like, I got 3 world champions or former world champions in my gym. So it's
you're learning from the best.
I'm learning from the best. And I'm getting beat up by them. So it's like, okay, cool. Like there's not going to be anybody in bare knuckle at that stage that's going to be better than them. So why not give it a shot?
No, 100%. Especially if you said especially if it's something that's kind of like new and emerging in the industry. That's awesome.
I got people who are like, yo, you gonna do this? Yeah, all right, let's do it. You know, so it's been dope. I like, and I say this a lot, but it's the reals. Like, you know, people could like my videos but not fuck with the music, right? Okay. They could not fuck with the music, they could fuck with the music, hate the video, right? So you'll get those things. But if I told you, hey, come to my bare knuckle fight, people would be like,
what the heck?
Hell yeah. Like, I want to see either you beat somebody up or you get your ass whooped. Like, they're coming. So it's crazy because I feel like, you know, we did a show. I performed for Powerful Minds. It was an awesome event. You know, we had Brandon Gomes. We had your event in Port Charlotte was awesome, which was great, right? It was a collaboration event. But like, if I were to do that by myself, right, it takes months, years to get people to come. And again, some people are like, I like his videos, but I don't fuck with his music, so they won't come for that.
Right. I know what you're saying.
But if I tell them, look, I'm fighting, people
a lot of people
up.
show up. Yeah. It's like, no, 1,000%. It is, 1,000%, 100%. That is just. It is what it is sometimes, especially when it comes to, especially music or like anything entertainment. Like, I've noticed. Here's also one thing that kind of correlates with that. Like my job is the presenting sponsor for Sarasota Paradise, which is the professional soccer team for Sarasota.
Wow.
It's only like their second year, like existing.
Yeah.
And like we went to their first season opener. They average, and we're talking about Sarasota, like it's not a huge city. Right. Like, it's not like the biggest thing in the world, but they average 1,500 people at their soccer events.
Wow.
1,500.
Yeah.
I'm like, I looked at Ish, I was like, we're in the wrong sport. God damn. But that's just the name of the game. Like, there's just certain events and things that people will just come out to no matter what, Some things are harder to get people to come out to. I've started to really notice that. And I don't know if you noticed, but like, we do different styles of events now. Yeah. We don't just do artist showcase. Like, we do the pop-ups, you know what I'm saying? Like, we do the live court side, broadcasting. We do the live interviews on the spot at different events, even if it's not our own event, know? So like we do a bunch of different things because that's how you have to be. Like you have to be able to be a chameleon almost with your brand and be able to kind of go where, the trends go and the things. So wherever people are actually going to come and show up to. And
then when you see that, you got to keep doing it. Mm-hmm. I learned, it was crazy because I learned that my first amateur fight, right? Yeah. It was in Sarasota.
That's right.
And not gonna lie, like I had one day, I knew they gave me the tickets on a Thursday. I was fighting on a Friday.
Oh, wow.
40 tickets in one day.
Wow.
Like, I made more money off of that than I did off my own music for that year. Like, and I came out to the record. So I was like, all right, they're going to listen to the record. I got Shazam that day and everything. So I was like, this just makes sense for me. Like, all right, y'all don't want to listen to music? All right, come to my fight. You're going to listen to the music, and then you're going to see me start somebody.
Yes. And then, you know what? It's so crazy because I'm sure like people who came, and then even if they weren't the biggest fan of your music, when you put your music in different contexts, it can make people fans too. Yeah. Like the context of a walkout song. They're like, this walkout song is hard. But then maybe one day if they would have just been listening to it randomly, like scrolling, it wouldn't have hit the same,
I realized like I was trying to like force feed them my music. But like I said, I come out to the music and it's like, oh, this shit is dope. This is his song. And that's how I got Shazam. People are Shazamming it from all over the place.
No, seriously.
Yeah, so it's like it's dope, and I feel like this is like one of the first things. Like basketball was like that for me. Like it was like another event where people would be like, yo, he's good. Like you gotta go come check him, right?
Yeah.
And it was dope. But now I feel like, with the boxing or bare knuckle and just fighting period, people are like, yo, this is kind of crazy, but it's
coming
dope.
out more. Yeah. I feel like I'm like hearing more nowadays, like people coming out in some type of, because there's so many different, like not just boxing, but like UFC and then like jiu-jitsu and like, I'm starting to notice like a lot more attention to those things as in previous years.
Yeah, they're especially with like the influencers. And
I was gonna say, you said you're trying to do one.
Yeah, I want to do influencer. Like I'd like to do Aiden Ross, or I'd love to do Misfits. The situation though is this, man. It's like you got to continue to not just promote like we're doing right now. Get on media platforms and push yourself, but also train. So it's like it's a balance of that. Like nowadays, especially like why does everybody watch Jake Paul?
I don't know.
Well, they want to see him get beat. They want to see him get beat. So it's like he constantly puts out the things and then he sets himself up to win. Like this last time, right, was the biggest challenge he ever took. And
that is
everybody tuned in. Like tuned in to watch him go get his jaw broke. Like that's just the game. And honestly, like I feel like it's the same. Like I feel comfortable because not only am I doing something that 99% of the people won't do,
right?
I'm also it ties into my brand. I'm a fighter. I've been fighting since the day I was born, like since before I was born. My mom they told my mom to get an abortion, so I've been fighting since the womb, right?
Yo,
so legit,
fighting for that life, boy.
Fighting for my life since then. So, but on another context, like this is just something that I've been doing. So I am a fighter at heart,
right?
Then now it's fighting professionally as well, right? And then also it ties into what we're doing, like, showing people that you could do it. And then if all else fails, I'm productive, I'm in shape, and if you test me, I can knock you out.
Yeah.
I feel good walking with my lady. I don't have to be macho.
Right,
I can
right.
be me and quiet and this and that and this. But like you see the clips.
Oh my God.
Some dude walking around,
dude, no.
What?
Dude, that was actually insane. I literally showed him. I was like, babe, look at this. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Like literally, I was like, oh my God, why would you do that?
It's crazy. It's crazy. And that's a lot of people don't get it. Like they don't understand. It's like, yo, it's a different type of confidence when you know you could defend yourself and the people you with.
Oh yeah.
You know? So.
1,000%. And that's just so cool to see you like flourish in all these different ways. And then you have a new studio too for Youngest in the Yacht Club. How's that?
Shout out to Youngest in the Yacht Club. I appreciate my business partner, Sean Fabre with Fabre Studios. He came on my podcast because we were nominated for Best in the Bay. And, it was dope. I liked the place that we were at. It was awesome. But I know you saw it. Like we shot with my phone and stuff like that, right? And when he asked me, he was like, man, like, I feel like you could really step this place up. And I'm like, yeah, I couldn't keep the equipment in the studio because it was a shared workspace.
Right.
And he was like, why don't we partner up? We'll build the studio. You buy the equipment like you want to. You're gonna do it anyway, and we'll build out the studios. And now we got 2 studios, and the lease has been paid. We've been there for a year and a half now. The lease is paid until next April. So
that's so great.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's an awesome event, man. Like it's dope. Now what I want to do. We're producing podcasts, so we produce Why Hip Hop there. In Max We Trust. We produce Steven Garcia's podcast. We've done a lot of production as well there, so it's multifaceted.
That's great.
Because we got 2 rooms. But the biggest thing for us is now we want better guests. We feel like we've done a lot of local guests, and they've been great. A lot of them have great followings. We've had all those things. But now we want bigger and better guests for Youngest in the Yacht Club. Ones that could really take us to that next level of like getting a Netflix deal, an Amazon deal, those things,
And so like what are you doing? Like how do you go about that? Because like I understand what you're saying.
Yep.
What episode are you guys on?
So right now, I think it's like 115. That's over the last 3 years. Yeah.
Like, and this is going to be episode 67.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm getting to that point too, where I'm like, I'm like scrolling for days trying to find like, who am I going to have next? Reaching out to people. Cause that's another thing too. Like I can reach out to all the people I want if nobody responds, you know what I'm saying? Or sees the message, like emailing people, like it's a lot of, reaching out when you do want to get, a little bit bigger kind of more connecting opportunities to like connect in different communities and different ecosystems.
For sure. A lot of the guests that I've met have been the top tier guests, the ones that have really changed like how the podcast being viewed, because we have over, I think we've got over a million views total.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, awesome. And even though we only have about 500 subscribers, people are seeing the pod. So the way that we've gotten those, it's funny because it's literally Funny Man Gatelin. He's a comedian, right? We had him. I met him 4 months earlier shooting a boxing match for Alicia Baumgartner. And I told him, hey, man, we got to get you on the podcast. He's like, yeah, take my number, 4 months went by. We didn't say a word. Next thing I know, he's in Tampa doing a show. And I text him, yo, we got to get you on the pod, bro. I'm in Tampa. He was like, oh, do you have a budget? Yeah, I got a budget, but bro, like, I got a whole studio. We got to pay for the studio. I sold it to him.
Yeah.
He came on. And that's probably, we got 2 million views from him.
That's awesome.
On all social media platforms. He went on there and said his mama's a hoe. Like,
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about, actually.
I was like, I was stuck, right? But he knows how to create those viral. He knew what he was doing, you know? And so those people I've really met, and I'm glad that we're talking about this because it's like forcing me now to understand how to get better people.
Yeah.
The people that I've met haven't been like just reaching out from a podcast. It's actually been shooting content for other things and then seeing someone who's connected, rocking with you, and then saying, hey, I got to get you on.
Yep.
You know, in person.
Like that's something that we literally said this year. Yes.
Yeah, those events that you go to. You literally do that. You're going to see somebody. Don't be afraid to come up to them. Boom.
Oh, yeah. No, like that. And that's one thing that I said, like this year, I was like, this year I have to physically go out to events more. Like I have to, because that's the best way that we've been able to get like so many people is because going to places when you see them in person, it's so different. Like you're able to like really like, first of all, pitch it in person. You know, it's way better than a random DM or a random email from something, or you have a mutual, and it like all ties back to that networking, right?
For sure.
It all ties back to like, it's all about who you know.
Yeah.
But in order to like actually physically meet people, that's like one thing I really am like severely like focusing on this year. It's like really getting out to things a lot more. Like I have to.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then another thing that I'm having though is that like no one does events here.
Yeah.
So I'm always like, I have to drive all the way to Tampa every time. You know?
I mean, that's good.
But like I have to, you know, it's just something you have to do.
You're like in the middle. Like you're like in a perfect spot where there's not, like you could literally be the seed that grows and does this.
I know. So I know. So I'm like, I just gotta keep doing what I'm doing, keep going.
Continue. Yeah. We talked about it, right? Don't get distracted. Stay disciplined and avoid distractions.
Oh yeah, 100%. I always tell people I'm like, I got my money, I got my honey, and I got my business. That's
awesome.
And my family, you know, and like 2 friends, but they're like lifelong best friends, and that's really it. And like that's all you need. And I feel like that is the number one thing that makes a lot of people not like live out to their full potential is because they get so distracted. And we live in an era where it is so easy to get distracted. Like we have our our phones, like that can be the number one biggest distraction ever, you know?
Sure.
Because not only is it like, like doom scrolling, but you instantly see everybody's life around you, all your friends or the people that you follow, and you can get distracted with your thoughts because then you're like comparing your life to theirs, and then you're like, oh, this person is this person, or like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like there's so many different ways to get distracted, like mentally, like. And a lot of people, I feel like, don't value mental clarity as much as they should, because, like, let me tell you, like, as soon as I mean, when you were on the podcast, I don't even know what episode that was. It was probably, like, episode, like, 15. Like, literally. Probably. Can you look up what episode he is on YouTube?
Yeah.
Really quick? But seriously, and like, it's so crazy that, like, I'm thinking back at, like, now, like, when we first met to, like, now, it's, like, so much growth within myself, and then it's so cool to be able to see your growth, you know, within yourself as well. And it's because as soon as I cut out like literally anybody who just wasn't important at all, period, and like really harnessed my energy to the things that I, you know, am really aligned with, that's when everything just immediately started flourishing.
And I'm glad that you're seeing that, because that advice that I said, stay disciplined and avoid distractions, I didn't make that up.
No,
the owner of Bob's Discount Furniture, he was.
Oh I remember that story.
He was the guy, and I was sitting there and I asked him for the codes, and that's what he said. Stay disciplined, avoid distractions. And when you think about it, that could be friends who aren't really doing shit, family that don't want you to do what you want to do, out there finding women or men that, you know, that you out here at the strip club, or girlfriends, or a bunch of girlfriends, or, you know, partying. Like, these are little things that are distractions. And if you stay disciplined and focus and avoid those distractions, like, you'll literally get where you want to go.
Yeah, no, it really is, like, it's just so true. And I really do preach that to people all the time. And you know, you could literally see when people don't listen to it, and you're like, you're going to stay where you're at for a long time because you won't make the necessary moves to, like, you know, elevate yourself. What episode was it?
Episode 33.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You were actually episode 68, not 67.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Nice.
So, yeah, we making it work.
Yeah, seriously. That's cool. And then you say we have how much time left? Sorry. We're good? Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
So it's really cool to be able to see. And then, like, I think about the advice that I actually, like, genuinely have always thought about the advice that you gave me on the first podcast.
Thank you. Yeah.
Like, genuinely, because, like, I feel like you like understand, like I relate to like a lot of the things that you say, and also just the way that you move. Like I've always like related to that, because I feel like I'm kind of like the same in the sense of like, you know, my branding and like moving with the industry and like being focused and like always trying to like, you know, level up and do better. So yeah, awesome. It's been, I've always thought about it.
It's awesome traits to have, and you continue to be that way. Like don't let anybody change that. That's who you are. That's what we're seeing. Look at where you're at now. Like I remember like I went to your first podcast studio. You've leveled up. You got a whole new studio, right? Now you're shooting it. You got great stuff. Like it's dope to see. Like it's an amazing experience, and continue to be like that in all facets. Like the person that says, "Oh, you too extra, you're not doing enough, or you too ambitious," like that's where you know, get the motherfuckers out of there.
Oh like, 100%, 100%. And so, what is the most exciting new things that you have coming up? You have the bare knuckling. The you said you're doing Youngest in the Yacht Club mixtape. Yeah. What else you got? Tell the people.
So focusing on Youngest in the Yacht Club, focusing on my music, the new mixtape, the My True Crime Story mixtape, the Youngest in the Yacht Club mixtape, focusing on Raw Link Media, and continuing to, we got editors now.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, we've got studios, and now we've got editors. So now I'm able to pump out content a lot faster.
Oh,
That's what you're seeing.
Hell yeah.
So just leveling up, being able to give other people opportunities in different places that really fuck with what we're doing. Also, and then being able to sustain them. That's another part, right? So, because sometimes it's like, where the work has to come in for me to do it. Being able to sustain that, being able to make it sustainable for myself and for my family, that's exciting. And then, really, like on this fight journey, it's been one of my biggest focus. As far as like with family as well, like I went to Barcelona with my wife. Right, we went on our honeymoon. Like,
didn't you go to Paris too?
And Paris,
that was so beautiful.
We did both. So it's like traveling more. I got my passport, and that was like one of the things that child support had taken away. I got it, right?
That's awesome.
I was able to go to Mexico. We traveled last year, so it's like
that's dope. That's so cool.
Now what I want to do is go travel and be on these paycations to do it. Because that's what I feel like is the next level. Is like people bringing me out. Like now, right? Bring Vince, the influencer, the guy who's creating opportunities, the businessman, the hustler, the fighter, the musician, the entrepreneur, the businessman. Bring that guy out to be able to speak to people, motivational speak for him, and let them know his journey. Yeah, I'm still going to do all those other things, but like, here's how I'm doing it and be able to inspire people.
That's beautiful. That's so great. Definitely make sure you tell the people where to find you at, where they can find everything, your music, everything.
Yeah, make sure y'all go follow Vince Serrano on all DSPs, digital streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify, on all social media platforms at I am Vince Serrano. And then Raw Link Media is the content creation company, and Youngest in the Yacht Club is the podcast and the brand and the lifestyle.
There you go. Yeah. Any last words for the people watching you right now?
Yeah, man. Like, stay disciplined, avoid distractions, and keep going. You only quit, or you only fail if you quit. So just keep going.
Absolutely. And make sure you guys go check him out. Show him love on everything, all the social medias. Everything will be linked down below in the bio. So again, make sure you check him out. Show him love. He has lots of great things going on, and he's going to continue to do bigger and better things. So you better ride the wave for Youngest in the Yacht Club.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you so much. And as always, baby, we will see you next Tuesday. Peace.